Hello, this is Kylie J.N.S, and I would like to do a weekly tarot reading with you guys for the full moon in Virgo. So, this tarot reading will be talking more so collectively. We may get into like specific events as well. Like, if I see certain events come up, I'll talk about that, but it's mainly going to be more of collective since for people. And then we'll get into events, and then I'll actually talk about what the full moon in Virgo as well as the sun in Pisces mean for the collective for this week. And so, generally, what I'm seeing is that there would be, there's a lot of energy regarding emotional control, as well as arrival of these emotions, especially in context with the full moon in Virgo. And so there needs to be like this balance, the balance of emotions as well as the balance with not only just the logical and analytical mind, but also this grounding of the energy. And so you may receive a message. You may receive a message via either email, text. This would be most likely a media that is more so long. And so this message will be in regards to something relating to family and finances. So a lot of you will be experiencing some form of contact from a family member. This is going to be somebody that is older, and it's going to be in the form of an email or a text, and it'll be regarding finances relating to some sort of trust, inheritance, or retirement. That's another thing that I'm seeing. Another thing that some of you may be dealing with is feelings of like you have to defend yourself against all odds, or you may be feeling like you have a lot of opposition and that you have to defend yourself. And you'll do a good job at that. And you may also be just a tad bit emotional with that, and that's okay. But just know that healing has to take place in all of that, and that you have to maintain your courage. And so if you feel like you are having to defend your beliefs and your integrity and everything you stand on, you do that with pride and with dignity. And again, this could come from the reason why you may have to feel this way is, once again, in relation to what I'm seeing is family, in relation to a message, in relation to receiving some sort of news or invitation. And you'll take that invitation, or you'll take in that news and feel like you have to defend yourself. That's another element. On the bright side, whatever this energy is, if someone's sending you this message about this finance or this report about these retirement and whatnot, and you having to feel like you defend yourself, you'll come out on top. Okay? You'll feel this sense of victory and success and a sense of accomplishment. Another thing that's overseeing this spread is this energy of protecting assets and resources. So you may also feel in that mode as well. That's actually, honestly, if I'm being honest, that is a very predominant energy that I'm feeling from this spread, of one of protecting assets, and also feeling like you can take initiative to solve problems. At this time, you can take initiative to solve problems in relation to finance and money. But I do see that it's going to be this idea of material possessions and financial concerns is going to take precedence over relationships and the quality of your life. And so that's going to affect the family. And so that's what the news of this email that you receive is, that's what it's going to be relating to. Now, as far as yourself, around this time, you're going to be feeling like you're at the top of your game. You're going to be feeling like you can manifest, that you're a master manifester, and that you can work with the elements around you to do that manifestation: earth, fire, water, and air. And you're going to understand intuitively that you can solve your own problems and that you can take yourself to the next level. So that's another energy that's influencing this spread as well. So like I said, um I also see, in addition to the actual event of this news and this social invitation that you'll receive, you'll also be feeling a sense of a new start based on a change in mindset. So you either can be looking for or receiving news even about a new job as well, or returning to school or a new project. So a lot of people are going to be doing that. Now, as far as, let's look at this outcome. And so this outcome, the King of Pentacles, it relates to an older, successful role model male. This is a person that is reaping the rewards of their work and expanding in their work. That can be usually in relation to business, but it's also in relation to work as well, career. And so you may be also in a space where you're obtaining some sort of certification, some sort of title, or a diploma or degree very soon. If that's not you, you'll also be having you may even run into an older mentor, quite literally, just like as the card suggests. You might actually run into a fatherly influence that helps you in your career or in your business. If or this could be you. Is this you? Are you the one that has started a business, and you have the calm demeanor and you're a self-made man who encourages your success? And so you're able to give you're able to give advice, you're able to have financial success, and you're able to succeed in business. And so if that's you, you're in a very good position. This spread for everybody is generally a very good position. It's not, you don't see anything too messed up in this spread. You'll be feeling triumphant. You'll have the strength to carry on. You'll have very good situational family awareness, as well as of feeling feeling of smoothness with your family affairs. Now, in regards to actual people, like say if we look at it from a very individual level, we see two males and a female, two older males, a female, and a younger male. Okay. And so if this relates to you, you could actually be dealing with an older male that is either in law, that deals with legal affairs, and also in law enforcement, as well as in legal affairs. They're very astute. They're very logical. So you may be this person, or you'll run into somebody of that character and nature. And we just went over the King of Pentacles, who is an older male that is successful in business, fatherly influence. He's more of a mentor. We see the Queen of Cups, that is a female who's emotional but intuitive. She's also maternal. And so with these elements together, quite literally, this is usually, from what I'm sensing, family. This could be a family situation. Again, the news is going to come from like via email. There'll be a Facebook message. It can be something social media. I do think it's more this avenue is deeper than text message. It's deeper than just a text message. Like, this is some actual news that you're going to have to open up and read, relating to family and relating to finance. You're going to have to feel like you're going to be defending yourself, or give your viewpoint, give your perspective, and standing in the face of, like, say maybe these other family members are disagreeing with it, with your perspective. You're going to have to speak up for yourself and state why. And ultimately, this is good news, because in the past there have been feelings of scarcity, or feeling like you have to hold on to finances and money. But what's happening is this news brings about good tidings in terms of switch around in the finance department. And so that means that that feeling of, oh, I have to hold on to what I have, and being consumed with material and at the expense of family, and feeling scared that you don't have enough, that feeling is going to dissipate. That feeling is not going to be anymore due to this. Now, if this is not resonating in terms of any family members, this simply could mean that you guys are working on, that you're working on a new business venture, or you're seeking out a new career. And in that regard, that's going to be good. If you're one of the ones that's seeking a new business venture, you're going to find business savvy partner. You're going to also realize that the paperwork will go smoothly, and you'll have the energy and the wherewithal to get through that stage, the next stage in business, to push you through the next level, ultimately culminating in success, as well as the this business being able to stand for longevity. If you are one that's seeking a new career or looking to start a new venture, there's also going to be success in that, that ultimately leads to a better retirement, and wise investments as well, paying off. And so overall, collective, in an individual level, the spread speaks to that. It's a very uh, earth-based energy that I'm getting from here. There's a little bit of water here, but there's this, it's a energy of which we need to ground ourselves, and where we ultimately need to believe in ourselves as well, especially with the magician card. That's the only, well, besides strength, that's the only major arcana card that we have, the magician and strength. Yeah, those are the only major arcana cards that we have. So those are the ones that's going to really influence. And so that means that you're going to have the ability to rise above difficulty. Okay, and that you want to control your emotions with patience and compassion at this time. So that's just finding the middle path between conflicting choices. So if you have to make these conflicting choices in regards to business, in regards to the career and the finance, you want to do that with balance and looking at it from a middle path. Okay, control your emotions and pay and be patient at this time, and also be in the moment without judgment. That's another thing that the strength card tells us. We want to be in a moment without judgment. We want to have courage, and we want to seek out people that also give us strength. Seek out reliable people as well. And also remember to, if you're feeling overwhelmed with emotion by this time, and it's very possible that you are, because it is about to be a full moon in Virgo and a sun in Pisces. So you can be feeling very overwhelmed with emotion at this time. You want to take a deep breath and realize that everything's going to be just okay. Okay. And you can move forward. So this strength card is also very telling. It's very subtle. Okay. And it's telling us that we don't have to force anything in life, that we can allow events to unfold naturally. That's how you should see that. Now let's look at the magician card, because again, that's another major arcana card that's influencing the spread. Now, as we can see, we see the, with the magician card, we see the pentacle, the cup, the sword, and the wand, which is earth, fire, water, and air. We see him with the as above, so below, pointing red and white, sexual chemical balance, as well as the infinity, and then obviously the roses and whatnot. But this is a magi. This is the story of the three wise men and his Zoroastrian priests and astrologers. Okay, and so this magician card is based off of Abraham and Moses being Chaldean magi's. This what this card, believe it or not, the tarot is a combination of Kabbalah, alchemy, and numerology. And so what the magician card tells us is that there is great power within ourselves, and it calls for extreme renewal, and it has to be linked with your intention. It has to be linked with your intention. So in everything that you do, whether that's your new business, whether that's your career, or whether that's dealing with your family, it has to be linked with your intention. in terms of understanding manifestation and understanding how you're going to get to the next step. And you have to also realize that you have the skill and the ability to adapt to any challenges. Okay. And the magician card is associated with the planet Mercury, which refers to your communication, your mental clarity, okay, and great skill. And so with Mercury, you when it comes to that, that's why I really feel that you'll be getting like some sort of email or some sort of message from social, a long message on social media. It's going to be longer than a text message, and it's going to be more formal in the sense that it's going to be about official business relating to finance and family and finance, or family and finance rather, or just business. And on an extreme level, this can be really formal, like stuff about investment, stuff about like retirement, like that kind of thing, on a trust and inheritance. But on the if it's just on the mundane, it could just be about somebody. I don't it's not going to be as simple as like somebody asking to borrow money. No, this is a more of possibly someone um giving you even an idea about a business, or if it's on the mundane level, it'll be about somebody giving you an idea about a business, or pointing you, giving you some actual a resource that you can use in relation to finance or business. If it's not the extreme case of literally receiving some news about an investment or something. Okay. And so with the magician card, we are looking at our discipline and our creativity. And we also want to identify with the infinite possibilities. Let's look at this king of swords. When we think of, let's do some combinations right now. So with king of pentacles and the nine of pentacles, I think that's the nine of pentacles or the 10 of pentacles. Let me just make sure. Yeah, 10 of pentacles. Sorry, I had to count the pentacles. The king of pentacles and the 10 of pentacles. We're getting this element of success and arrival to our for our actual goals. Like again, like I said, in a literal sense, you could literally be meeting this male figure, like this male figure in terms of this mentor, fatherly influence that has business savvy that can help you get to the next level. If you don't look at it in a literal sense, and then more so as like an advice, uh, if you want to look at it as like what would this card mean as advice, that would mean that you want to probably seek some sort of role model or mentorship, or maybe you're in a position to give that. But all in all, it's you're going to be reaping the rewards in speculation and expansion in business. And it's for advice, it would be that you want to follow sound and financial advice, that you um in that sense. As far as an event, what that card would mean, once again, is getting some sort of certification, a license, or a degree to practice, and valuing hard work. This can also portray your boss. This can betray um, your manager or your boss, who would be more focused on the results, and they're not shrewd in the sense of, in as much as the king of swords, but they are not necessarily interested in hearing about like the mundane details of what you have to say. They're focused on the bottom line. So if you look at this as an as an advice or an event, you'll be focused on the bottom line, rarely missing any detail, small detail at the level of business. Or you may be a workaholic in your relationships. You're the provider. Okay. And so this card appears after like usually difficult periods of work, and now you're finally able to reap the reward of your work ethic. You, while you're not really that emotional, you lack emotional exuberance, you will be able to have the resources to do the things you want to do, whether that be traveling, whether that be saving money, whether that be helping out family and friends. And so that success itself was going to give you more confidence. That success itself is going to give you a boost of confidence as well. So now let me see about events. If we are going to look at this as broader events for the collective in terms of predictions and stuff, we're looking at, from what I see, is some issues with the banks, a scandal possibly with a major institution, a major financial institution, in which they're going to have to come out and give out the news, and they'll bounce back from it. They'll bounce back from it. I do see that there could be changes in policies regarding the financial institutions itself, and they're going to have to defend those financial institutional policy changes. I see that as a possible event appearing within the next 2 weeks with major policy changes in terms of service or the processes of how banking even runs. I can see that coming. I also see possibly not a scandal, but also a big time singer coming forward. Very sensitive. This is a white woman with blonde hair. Uh, some sort of singer coming forward as well, experiencing issues relating to the finance, and also have to defend her actions. It's not so much a scandal, but it's something that has to be explained, where she'll have to defend herself. And so this is relating to an actual major artist, a major female artist. I'm just picking up energy. So if I get quiet like that, that's just me like studying the energy around these cards. So don't mind me. I'm also seeing a situation with the medical, with the doctor, with this. It's going to be a situation in which people get settlement for things relating to the doctor. Lots of lawsuits at this time. It relates to the medical field. It also relates to news stations, news stations. So events that happen at the news stations, in which people that work there will sue and get settlements for, or severance packages for, and also situations with the medical, lots of lawsuits around medical as well, in which people will come out on top. This relates around the pandemic stuff. This relates around the pandemic stuff. There's going to be a lot of coming forward of people, a lot of people coming forward, and they will be filing lawsuits. They're gonna be successful in it too. They're gonna be quite successful in it. Like a lot of lawyer, I just see a lot of legal stuff involved. Usually you'll see a court, the justice card for that, but I don't have to see that because I'm seeing a lot of arbitration and um, settlements. So a lot of probably some popular lawyer. You'll see a lot of lawyers come out, with their perspective on like scandals. Like a lot of lawyers are going to be coming out, taking the mic about situations relating to hot topics relating to like the pandemic stuff, the news stations, and banking. That's what I'm seeing. Lawyers come forward about that, and also possibly even military men as well. But overall, with this is another energy that flows, is that the truth takes precedence over everything else, and so the truth is what leads to success and staying true to the self. That's the period that we are in. The truth prevailing, information prevailing, and that is what ultimately will lead us to greater success versus putting on airs, versus being consumed with materialism. In order to be self-made and to be the magician, we have to have that elements of truth. And even when we look at this, the defense card, even when we look at the Seven of Wands, that speaks to integrity and authenticity, unflinching in the face of adversity. It doesn't matter. You see how it's like a defense where he's defending himself and he got all these wands, and there's people probably like holding these wands, sticking them up at him, and he beating them off with a stick. That's defending your beliefs, feeling justified to stand up with yourself with the unpopular view, even when you're alone. And so that's another thing that you're going to be doing personally on an individual level, but collectively, you're going to see that a lot. You're going to see so many people coming forward uh, about their beliefs and about the things, that the injustices that they felt, and feeling justified to stand up for themselves. So a lot of people going to be coming forward in a major way on the news and in the media, talking about how they were done wrong, talking about how um, they feel justified to stand up for themselves, and they're going to be pursuing legal action about a lot of things. It's going to be a lot of lawsuits this year. There's going to be a lot of lawsuits now. As far as this week is going to go down. It's going to go down. And so this is also a victory. We see the Six of Wands, and so this is a card that means I told you so. I told you so. This is a card of victory. This is a card that appears after usually periods of conflicts and misunderstandings with each other. And so also means that win-win for all involved. So that's why I see a lot of settlements. I don't see uh, so much negativity in a mix, because for one, they have a good case. They have a good case, or you have a good case. It's a good case. It's evidence backed. You have good lawyers, and they are able to ensure win-win situations for every party involved. Now, on an individual level, this card is also associated with self-esteem and setting goals and accomplishing them to increase your confidence. Okay. And so to feel good about what you're doing and what projects you take on, you have to engage. And even when you have those periods of uncertainty, you want to try something new, and that, believe it or not, can increase your confidence instead of undermine your self-esteem. Okay. Now, if we were to look at this as like a, if we were to look at this spread as a how do they feel about, let's look at it like that sense. So now we're moving from individual level, we're moving, and then now collective events, and now let's look at it how they feel, and then we're going to the full moon. So if we were looking for this, like say if you're in a relationship right now, or you have a significant other right now, how would this be translated into how do they feel about me? Well, for one, they feel that you're very stoic, you have a very analytical mind, that you bring strength to them, and that you are capable of healing them, and that you get are able to get things done. They feel like they can come to you with their problems, and that you are capable of very much well solving them. They also feel a little possessive over you. So they're not controlling. They're not into controlling you, but they feel like they want you to be theirs. This is a slight possession that is not toxic in terms of like codependency, or they have just a tad bit of jealousy, not envy, like the relationship jealousy type thing, just a little bit of that. um they also feel that they can learn new things from you, and they like the communication that you guys do. They feel that they can build a legacy with you, and so they feel that you're somebody that can get things done, and uh you're able to handle family affairs, and that you're good with saving, and that you'll get better over time with that, and you're still learning as well. They feel that you have a nurturing side, and even um a side that has a lot of compassion as well, and maybe even a little intuitive. They feel like they like to show you off on their arm, like there's somebody they like to go out in public with as well. That's another thing that I see. If we are to look at this as the feelings card, they feel that they can come to you for advice, and that you're reliable and dependable as well. Let's look more for the feelings. They also feel that you are imaginative, very imaginative, very active dreams. You're a dreamer, and you need to interpret your dreams. They feel like you're very good at transforming any type of anger into love, and that you are able to offer support from one another. They do feel that though you operate from the heart, and and not the mind, they still feel like you listen to them and that you support them, because you focus on emotional well-being, as well as the actual providence of that person, the actual provisions. You in addition to being a person that can provide, and a person that can make a way, and provisions in a material sense, they also feel that you are excellent with the emotions as well. And so that's how we would do how do they feel. Now let's look at this in the context of the full moon in Pisces. Now, I'm sorry, not full moon in Pisces, full moon in Virgo. I'm sorry about that. Um, and so what the full moon in Virgo teaches us is that we all have our talents, and like Virgos, we tend to you know they tend to focus on control and perfection, but the full moon in Virgo is telling us is that we must recognize our gifts and honor them, and we must heal. Okay, there's no need to always know all the answers and to be perfect. Okay, we don't want to overwhelm ourselves at this time, and we have to understand the difference of what we are in control in and what we are not in control in, and that as we allow events to unfold, we understand that a lot of this stuff is simply a part of life, and we must embrace life and be and have gratitude for everything that comes up. And we understand, just like the spread was saying, we can't don't force nothing to happen. We want to have balance. We want to be able to consciously control, and while we also know that we can accept the things we cannot control, and we can accept destiny, we also have the power to influence it as well, and to even change it. And we also need to realize that we are not our mistakes. If we felt we made a mistake, we don't carry that mistake into our life in the future. Okay. If you feel you made the wrong decision, or you didn't trust your intuition, you forgive yourself, and you move on, and you learn from that mistake. Another thing the full moon in Virgo tells us is that we don't want to try to control every outcome. Okay, because the day-to-day life experiences, weekly experiences, monthly experiences, a lot of that stuff is not meant to be controlled. It's meant to be in the present moment, in the present being. And so you want to be in that present moment. You don't want to be focused on the past. You don't want to be even focused on the future. I mean, you won't even have a plan to be working towards the future, but you want to be in this moment, living your best life. Like if this was your last day, that's what the full moon of Virgo also teaches us. Okay. Uh, if those of us that's like to have like be control freaks, we like to have schedules. Uh, we may find out that things get a little messy at this time, and that the unexpected and the uncertainty, but we're able to work through that, and that's okay. And so this energy is telling us that we don't have to expect ourselves to be perfect, to not put so much pressure on ourselves, but we also don't want to procrastinate and we don't want to become indecisive. Okay, because Virgos, they like to be experts in everything, they have to control at times, and we want to focus on our brilliance and focus on flowing with that energy, because too much control and too much analysis is going to lead to paralysis and lead to some anxiety. Okay, and we also need to realize that we deserve recognition for our work, that we don't want to forget to celebrate our successes and feeling like we don't deserve them. When people give us a compliment, we want to accept that compliment, raise our self-esteem. We don't have to have imposter syndrome. Nobody has to. That's another thing that the full moon in Virgo will tell you. So we are accepting our imperfections, and we are putting our best foot forward at all times. And we are forgiving for our mistakes, and we're learning from the mistakes as well. Now, full moons in general, they bring up a lot of emotions. As we know, oceans are influenced by the full moon. The full moon raises the ocean up off of its tide about 80 feet. It moves the ocean 80 feet. So if the moon affects the actual flow of the ocean, is definitely having an effect on you. And we know that a lot of murders happen during the full moon, and people they lose their cool, they lose their emotions, and especially if they're not processed, especially if they haven't done any shadow work. Okay, and so with the full moon, that's your opportunity to really get in tune with your feelings. It really, really, really get in tune with your feelings. Okay, and that is through healing, and then also through the forgiveness of the self and the releasing of negative emotions and anger and resentment towards ourselves as well as others. So the full moons are major, because you want to this is going to amplify. So if you have these negative emotions, it's going to amplify during the full moon. And with the full moon in Virgo, this is where we want to release this idea of perfectionism. And we, with the full moon in Virgo, we also want to remain in that vibration of love, so that we remove anger and resentment and guilt from our life. We want to align with our higher self. So now let's talk about the sun in Pisces. Okay. And so with the Virgo and Pisces, what they both are telling us is that this is an energy of healing, and also one of giving to ourselves and one of service. And so Pisces, it's all encompassing. It can be very like a chaotic energy, where Virgo is more earth based, is connected to, is more grounded. Now Pisces is otherworldly, is connected to water as well. And so what Pisces teaches us, that we are all connected, and through that consciousness, collective consciousness. And then Virgo tells us that we need to, uh, even though we're all interconnected, we need to establish boundaries. We need to define our energy in our world. We need to do that. So that's what the Virgo teaches us. And Pisces also encourages us not to react to emotions, but to observe our emotions, to observe the sensations within our body and not judge them. So observe your emotions and the feelings that come up, but not judge them, and do not be identified with them, and don't even react to them. Okay. You want to trust in this universe. Trust that all is going to work out for your highest good and that the universe got your back. There's a verse that says, if God is for us, who could be against us? That's what you want to think during this time. And Pisces also surrenders to the unknown as well. And so that's going to balance out this element of feeling like you have to control everything at this time. Pisces, the sun in Pisces is going to balance out that for you. So while Virgo understands, okay, the flow with the universe, Virgo likes stern direction, control, guidance. And so Pisces is the sun in Pisces uh, will alleviate some of that and help us to understand to flow with the universe. In terms of like some of the lower vibrations that we may feel at this time, we may some of us may be experiencing some codependency and escapism, possibly even addictions. And some people, they may be experiencing so many emotions, so like over emotional in an unhealthy sense. And also, some people may be suffering from the ability to establish clear boundaries between themselves and the outside world. They identify too much with the world. And so a lot of us may be feeling like we're not able to establish our emotions from other people's emotions. We may not be able to make that distinction between which emotions are our own and which belong to somebody else. So we may be carrying somebody else's energy within our aura. And so that's another thing that we want to work on. That's why we say don't observe your emotions and observe them in a non-reactive state, and don't become identified with them, and don't judge them, and be able to be in tune where you are able to realize, okay, is this my slug? Is this my energy that I'm feeling right now? Or is this somebody else shit? If it's somebody else, send it back. Give it back to them. Don't carry on other people's weight at this time. Another thing that some of you guys may be dealing with during this time could possibly be binge eating, unconscious eating, as far as the lower self, binging on television show, as this is forms of escapism. Some people may be experiencing that during the full moon in Virgo and the sun in Pisces. Some people may be feeling like they're losing touch with themselves. They're getting lost in the sauce. And again, we're dealing with the inauspicious aspects, or the shadow side of what this could mean, the lower self for of the full moon in Pisces, full moon in Virgo, and sun in Pisces. And so we're challenged with being able to identify our feelings from someone else. And as long as you're aware of the vibration, like at this time, the best way to get through this, if you are feeling some of the more negative aspects, is to have that awareness of the vibration in yourself. And then that's how you shift them into a higher state. Remember to approach yourself with love. Don't be so critical of yourself, and understand, and don't be so judgmental of your mistakes. Just learn from it. Just know that, just feel worthy as well. And also know that, again, the universe got our back. If God is for us, who can be against us? And you can surrender to that love of the universe and know that everything will work out for your highest good. But also remember to have direction and guidance. That's where the full moon in Pisces, in Virgo, comes in, where you are knowing which elements can be controlled, what you can control, what you can't control. That's another thing we'll work on during this time. And so the connection between these two is going to also to bring inner knowledge and imagination. And it's also going to remind us that we are all good enough. We are all worthy. And that we are needed in this world. And that your light is needed. And also service. So if you can give to others at this time, but some of you will intuitively automatically feel like giving to others at this time. It's not even like something you have to do, like where it has to feel like a chore. Okay, so the full moon in Virgo is going to be coming up. We also have Mercury, Saturn, and Jupiter. Mercury is also the planetary ruler of Virgo. So that's another energy that we're going to be dealing with. That's communication. It also is going to that's going to affect our ability to process information. So that's going to encourage us to have conversations with our higher self, and also seek out more information and challenging questions. The mercurial side of Mercury is that you may feel confrontational, and that's where in that reading, in the spread, we were looking at that defense card. Okay, so there may be some confrontation coming up. You may find yourself in very intense conversations that can lead to either healing or just uh, a breakdown where you run away from them. So another thing to deal with that type of energy, if you're dealing with the mercurial aspect of the full moon in Virgo, is to practice that breath work. Take deep breaths. Okay, diaphragmatic breaths. 3 diaphragmatic breaths at a time, very deep from the gut. Breathing in and out, more so at this time. We also have Saturn in the mix, and Saturn is obviously in relation to the full moon in Virgo is going to deal with responsibility, and so that's going to hold us account. That's the accountability, and we're going to have to commit to our healing and growth. And so we may find mentors. Remember the you were looking at the King of Pentacles. We may find mentors, information, and other sources that allow us to evolve to the next level of ourselves. It's also you need to be able to feel what your boundaries are that make you feel comfortable. You want to protect your space at this time. Hold your peace, and boundaries are very important at this time. If you feel like you haven't had any boundaries in place and people have been trampling all over you, or you've been having to defend yourself, or family's been not respecting your boundaries, this now is the time to establish that. Saturn is also going to be taking away any distractions out of our energy. So protect your energy by saying no. If you need to walk away, walk away. If you need to stop your distractions and place your focus on where it needs to be, then there's no problem doing that at this time. And so another element is when it comes to Jupiter, this is going to remind us of our potential. We'll understand why we were born. And this is also going to help us release our fear and that perfectionism and unworthiness. And so, all in all, this full moon in Virgo is telling us to release control and to recognize our limitations, okay? And to breathe and let things happen. For being forgiving of our mistakes. Stop trying to macromanage all of our lives, all aspects of our lives, and leave room for the unexpected. And also that we have innate talents and that we are enough. And also, many of you are going to be receiving recognition for your work. And what you need to do is know that you deserve it. You'll be receiving praise from people and compliments, and you don't want to downplay that. And also, you don't need to compare your life to anyone else's either. Even if you don't know everything, or you don't feel like you accomplished what you wanted to accomplish, just know that you're still enough, and that you can still evolve. And just know that we are all part of the rhythm of life as well. And so ending that we just, I would say, going forward with the full moon in Virgo, we want to be able to forgive ourselves and know that we are always co-creating with the reality, with the universe. And that's what that magician card was showing us. The magician card is showing us that we are co-creating our reality with this universe, and that we will have success. We will get the recognition. And you can see that in the deck, in the spread right in front of you. You see that in the spread. You see that with the Six of Wands. You see that with the Seven of Wands. You see that with the Ten of Pentacles. You see that with the King of Pentacles, and you see that with the Magician card and the Strength card. Everything that I just went through, you literally see it in front of you. You literally see it in front of you. When it comes to the success and the forgiving of our mistakes and establishing boundaries, that's the Seven of Wands. When we feel like we have to control everything, that's the Four of Pentacles right there. In the past, we've tried to control everything. But we are letting go, and we're being compassionate to ourselves. That's the Queen of Cups. We see it right in front of us. And so that's what I have for you guys. I'll give you because I do readings, and so I'm gonna put my information. If you guys want a reading, you can call this number. That's for live reading. I have some reviews on there too, so you'll be able to see my reviews as well. Before, I also have live chat. You can come here to see me do. If you want to have a reading with a live chat, if you don't feel comfortable talking, on the phone or whatnot. If you want to pre-record it, you don't want it live at all, you want a pre-recorded reading, you can book on Etsy as well. And I'll pre-record if you want a 15-minute, 35-minute. There's some monthly membership. There's a yearly membership. If you just, we can do pre-record it, and I can send it to you, and then also send you your spread as well. Or you can book on my website. That's also pre-recorded and live as well. We can either do some phone. We can either do a 15 minutes in-depth love reading, audio or live. So that's pre-recorded or live. We can do 1 year of the 30-minute weekly readings. I prefer if we establish a rapport before jumping into that, just in case you don't like my reading style. I want to make this is for people that for clients that I've had for a long time, or they trust me for their readings. We can do 1 hour phone pre-recorded or live chat, 30 minutes pre-recorded or live chat. You can book on the website as well. Or you can do the Tarot Membership Club. That's monthly. So I'll put that link in there as well. If you guys want, if anybody wants a card, I would like to do a card, but I don't see anyone in the chat right now, so I'll get off on here. But I wouldn't mind pulling a card. I actually would like to get to do that more as more people come in, as we grow the channel. I think it'll be cool to do some card readings. And so I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you guys have a good weekend. And a good week upcoming. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.